Hello everybody, this is Keeping Watch Ministries, Janet and Kevin Bean. Of course I'm the prophet, and Janet had an idea by the Holy Spirit and through God to make cedar wood crafts, and we're including it in our ministry, and you'll see it on our web page and at the end of this video. This is where the product starts, right here. This is a cedar tree. They're very common in South Missouri. And so what we do is we come in with a chainsaw and we cut this tree down. We take the limbs off of it with the chainsaw. And what we have left is the trunk of the tree. This tree is approximately 1.5 feet in diameter. And it's very long. This tree will last us a very, very long time. So one tree can do many, many projects. And so then we come off of here, we come off of the log, off of the trunk of the tree, and we come up to maybe 3 or 4 foot, however long we want our piece to be, and we cut it with the chainsaw. And then we load it up in our, there's a wagon that we hook behind our lawnmower. We bring it down here into the woods, we load it up, and we take it to the next place that we're going to go to. Why are we doing this? To offer you something extra, something that you'll remember and have for the rest of your life. And when you see the end product, you're going to be surprised at how wonderful these things look. So on to the next place. Okay, this is the second step to putting our wood craft pieces together. We haven't exactly come up with a name for this yet. Of course, we most of the time we make wooden crosses, but sometimes we make other things, and you're going to see some of those here at the end of this video. This is step 2, and what we do is we take the log that we cut from in the woods and we set it up here on the block. Of course, now this would be a whole piece. And we take this chainsaw and we cut it all the way down. And we try to cut them about 1 inch thick. Sometimes less, sometimes more, but about 1 inch. And of course this isn't the piece that came off this log, but you end up with a slab that looks something like this. And of course the chainsaw doesn't do a real good job of cutting it smooth, and there's a lot of gouges in it and things. So then we take it over to the next step after we've cut our slab. Okay, let's go over to the... Okay, this is step 3. We just got done cutting our slab, and of course this is the one we're using for our demonstration. And we pick the best side. We always like to pick something that's got, good pattern to it. It doesn't matter if it's, chopped up like this one is. It doesn't matter. We work on them until we get them smooth. And how do we do that? Well, we've got all kinds of tools here that we use. And a planer, helps take the big ridges off. Of course, we've got a palm sander with different grades of sandpaper. And, it takes quite a while to do this. And we cut it to length and width, whatever we are planning on doing with it. And then it goes to the next step. But let me show you some of the products that we're still working on out here. This is a small piece of cedar tree. This is going to be a table, and this is the post that in fact I'll show you the top of it. This is of course, now this piece was just like this. It was very rough, and you see how nice and smooth Janet's got this, and she's done the edges and the bottom of it, and that's simply just going to fit on there like that, and then I'm going to make a base for it. And so there's a lot of work that's done right here in this spot. this is where we spend most of our time, sanding and preparing. Here's a round cut one that is, of course, nice and smooth, and it's ready to have a pattern put onto it, which we'll show you in the next step. Here's one that she's drawn a picture on that she's getting ready to burn, and this is just a smaller one. Here's a piece of a smaller slab, and this is the back to this one, and of course this one's all nice and smooth and ready to put a pattern on. So a lot of work goes into this, a lot of work. And so anyway, we're going to go to the next step. Okay? Okay, this is the shop that I bounce back and forth, but this is mainly where I do my work. After Janet's got it sanded down, rough sanded, then the raw piece of material comes over here. And I've got a sample. This one's not done. And the first thing that I do is I take and lightly sand it with some very fine sandpaper, get all the rough edges off of it, and make sure everything's just right. And then I've got an area over here, I'm not going to show it, but I've got an area over here that I take and I put my first coat on it, clear coat. And it sits overnight. It takes a long time to dry. And then after it's dried overnight, then we take a piece of very fine steel wool and we go over it with steel wool. And we clean it. Again, it gets cleaned off, you know, with a brush and a rag. I got a rag with a little bit of chemical on it. And then it gets another coat, and it sits overnight again. And then after that's done, then this product is finished, except for, of course, putting a hole in it so you can hang it on the wall. And then it goes out the door to you and to your house. Now the last step, of course, we skipped a step in between the time where it leaves the sanding, when we've got a nice smooth surface. Janet takes it into the house and she puts a design on it, and then of course it comes out here and I do what I do. So let me take you over into the house and show you how Janet puts the design on the wood, and then we're going to show you the finished products. Okay, this is the second to last stage right here. This is where Janet sits and actually burns the design into it, and that is a wood burning tool she's using. It's very hot. And to put the pattern, initially put the pattern on the wood, she uses a computer printout of whatever picture she wants to put on there. And that is the picture she's actually using right now. That is a picture of a deer and some other deer on the bottom. Now turn it around so they can see. Yeah, turn that paper around. And on the back she just simply tapes carbon paper to it. And then she lays it down on the material and she draws the outline of the deer and whatever she wants to put on the wood, like so, and tapes it down so it won't move. Then she draws around it, puts whatever design she wants on the wood, and then she simply removes the paper, and then she takes her burning tool, and you can see she's already started one here. This is going to be a deer, and down here at the bottom are going to be some other deer running, and a doe over here looking at the buck. And so that's what she does right here. And so now we're going to show you some of the finished work. Alright, these are the finished products. This is what the Lord told Janet to do. And of course Janet's very camera shy, and she's not gonna say too much, and the sun's in her eyes. So Anyway, I'm gonna zoom in here and I'm gonna show you the finished products on these and let you see just how gorgeous they really are. They're really pretty. That one is actually a rounded, that white one there, that's a rounded cross, and that's very thick. And there's you know, the Lord and a cross. And this one here actually has two pieces. It's got a cross on a cross, and then at the bottom it's got a rose. And this one says God's people are strong, spirit-filled. And this is one that we finished yesterday, praying hands. Of course, it's an oval shape. And so there's some of the finished products. Okay, the only thing left to do on these now is to ship them to you. What we're going to do, this is the back of it. I'm going to bless this myself with holy oil and make it holy. And it's going to have the blessing of God on it. And it's also going to have a sticker on the back telling you who it's from and who it's to and the date that it was manufactured, and our contact information. You can also, if you have an idea that you would like us to make something custom for you, if you want a square piece and kind of like the deer that you saw in there earlier, and you want your family picture on it, some idea that you've got in your mind, if you'll email us a picture and what you want, we'll custom make it to your pleasing. Also, we're going to pack these in cedar shavings, clean cedar shavings. And the reason for that is so that you can take the packing material and put it in a jar or something in your house, and you can take some and put it in several different rooms, and you can use it as a fragrance in your house. You have that cedar smell in your home. I pray that you're pleased with what you've seen. You'll tell your friends. Every dollar that is offered to us, we will send these to you, and the money goes to opening a church. So this is very important. So you're not buying a cross. You're not buying, this wood craft. You're sending an offering, and we are sending these to you. Now we are asking for $120 or more offering, and you can see why, because there's quite an extensive amount of work in these, and those buildings aren't air conditioned or anything, and it's 90 degrees out today already. We can send you some smaller pieces, which you'll see on the website. So there's various sizes, and the amounts that we're asking for will all be on there. The reason we're asking $120 for these is because that includes shipping and handling. And when you make a donation or send an offering to our ministry, the people that handle the money take a certain percentage away from that as well. So we want to make sure that we're getting a decent offering and that you're getting a good product. And hopefully everybody's going to be happy. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and God bless you from the Keeping Watch Ministries. Our phone number is 417-273-2036. You can email us at keepingwatchministries@gmail.com, and ministries is spelled M-I-N-I-S-T-R-I-E-S. Thank you very much. Bless you.